Hello everyone and welcome to the Nerds Archive, and today we're finally going to be having a look at the Rubbertoe Replicas 10th Doctor Sonic Season 4, the lovely old Creamy. As we've come to expect by now, the Sonic arrives in this beautiful little cardboard box which no one really cares about, but it's nice and safe and sound with the old bubble wrap. Be careful not to pop it, it may explode, especially from Rubbertoe Replicas and all these little polystyrene nuggets here. Let's just get rid of all of them. Inside the box, so basically be reassured when you order from Rubbertoe, it's safe and sound in its packaging. Also inside the box you'll find this is a nice little envelope which contains the certificate of authenticity, and this time around I cannot see Nick's signature neither on front nor back, with an awesome picture there of David Tennant as the fourth, what am I talking about, the 10th Doctor. That is such an awesome pic. I love that, very cool. And you can see that mine is number 109 out of 500. Also inside the envelope you will receive this, if I can get it out, there we go, this lovely little letter from Nick explaining, let me open it up, basically what the prop is, just congratulating you on giving him lots of money. And of course being able to own your officially licensed screen accurate prop. And I'm going to say screen accurate with this one because, well, which is why I believe he hasn't signed this, as this is a Rubbertoe replica Sonic, but he also had some help from the legendary team, the Little Shop Props crew. And well, we'll get round there. I'm really excited about this one. We'll get round there. You can just tell because it has their little flourish in there too. So again, how to look after the Sonic, what to do with it. Again, don't treat it as a toy, what batteries it will use, and of course any problems just let him know. Also, yep, how to change the batteries, how the Sonic works. And I'll just hold that there if you want to pause it. And then same again for the bottom. And I mean, I've got a few of these Sonics now, and I still do really appreciate all these letters. You know, like, because you'd kind of think by now, the amount of time that Nick's been doing this, that people would have got the message. But, you know, you never know. He still takes the time not only to create these Sonics, but to just, you know, give us a nice little letter of how to take care of them. So, again, really appreciate the letters and, of course, the certificate there. Now, there has already been the wide slider version of this. Now, again, I've said before, the 10th Doctor Sonic, there is this whole sort of separate knowledge around it, which is so cool. And, you know, to see and hear people talk about them and all the different versions is really cool. And to this day, there are still some secrets and bits of info about it that come out that I didn't even realise. And it's, oh, wow, that's really cool to know. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. And the knowledge behind the 10th Doctor Sonic and 9th, sorry, is so vast. So this is my first version of this prop where it's come in this beautiful cylinder tube there. I mean, I will always prefer the boxes because, again, a lot of memories in them. But this tube makes a nice change. Also very compact, so when I'm storing them away in their boxes, it's not really a space taker. So, again, yeah, I really like this, and it looks great on display next to the prop too. On the wide slider there is a sticker on top, however not the Creamy, the Series 4 version. So again, just pop that open and you'll see it's got a nice bit of foam there used to hold the Sonic in place. If you can see it over the top, just give you a lift. So again, it's not, even though you see there's nothing holding it in except for the stand and of course the foam, but even so it is kind of daunting when you think about it, all that space in between. But as it, I'll lift you up again, as it slots on in there, the Sonic is not moving. So again, you wouldn't have thought, especially with all that space, but it is nice and secure in there, so really appreciate that. And so we'll take this off, we'll just leave that, we'll put it here for now. And then all you have to do is just raise this for you guys, bear with me. All you have to do is just literally raise the Sonic out. And there you have it. And I'm just going to say it now, I think this is the best 10th Doctor I've ever seen, held and now owned. This thing is absolutely gorgeous. I love it to pieces, love it to death. Absolutely smashed it. So again, I'll just put it here. You also get the stand, which is something that I wouldn't recommend constantly taking it in and out. So say if you want to leave your Sonic in the tube, and you want to take it out every now and again, I'd say unless you're going to put it on display for a long time, just leave the stand alone, because it does, I'm sure it's fine, knowing Nick, I'm sure it's fine, but it just gives me this horrible dread. See, I've got to I can't get my hand in, that it's just going to scuff, and you see there is a bit of a pull out there, and of course getting it back in is also quite fiddly. What I tend to do is literally rest my finger in and place it on top and just wiggle it through, but you see it's not going to go in, so there is a bit of a game involved. So I'd recommend leaving it in there unless you're definitely going to have it on display for a long time. And there you see, just a nice tube, nice and empty. That's what you will see on the tin itself, and it is very reminiscent of the Prop 2. So you have here the slider section of the tin, turning it around, the settings, I believe they are. So again, very cool, very reminiscent of the Prop, so you know which one you're playing with. So the stand is basically a chunk of aluminium, or aluminum if you're American. It's very secure, very, very tough, very strong. I've got no worries about this. There are some corners that kind of just have this kind of sharp feel to them, but not in a sense that you're going to cut yourself, just making you think it is quite delicate, which does, as I say, fills you with a bit of dread that from taking it in and out of the tube may sort of dent them over time. Very reminiscent of a console, like a classic one. But I do love the resin that is used here, the blue, and of course it's the perfect dimensions in, zoom in, it's blurring. It is the perfect dimensions in there for holding this prop. I'm sure it's universal for the other 10th Doctor versions, but wow, this is really nice, and it feels really heavy as well. And then underneath the stand, you have the 10th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver by Rubbertoe Replicas, Series 4 variant, number 109 out of 500. And again, you usually get a signature here, but not this time, with the new 60th going on forward logo. So as you remember with the last 10th Doctor from Rubbertoe Replicas, it had the option with the stand to lie it horizontally. However, with this time around, that's not the case. It can only be slotted in there to stand upright. So let's move on to the bit we've all been waiting for, because I've been waiting for it as well. So again, I sort of received this and I was planning to do a review on it as soon as possible, but you know how life goes. So I'm sure it's fine because it does feel quite tough, but to avoid anything like, say, paint wear or whatnot, especially on the button, I've taken it out, had a play, taken some photos and basically left it alone. So the main thing was I really wanted to pick this thing up again, so great excuse to film the review. But I'm sure, like anything, the paint feels really nice, like not like paint as you can get with the other 10th Doctors. Like I've noticed before, after a while it can kind of feel just the tiniest bit sticky, you know, because it is paint. But this, the gloss effect that's been put on here really does it. It's like not matte, but gloss, like paint gloss. It's it just feels really secure. It looks gorgeous. Again, the creamy. It's not grey or blue this time. It just looks so cool. And again, all you have to do, the slider here, is just to extend it like so, and there you go with the beautiful yellow wires. The dome as well looks so cool. All of it looks so cool. The head, you can see, I'll just take it back further into the light. It looks so cool, and it extends. I'm sure it's the same, but it extends quite far. And again, apologies, I can't really compare it to my Little Shop Props Series 3 prop, as that is currently at another location, at another location of mine, safe and sound. So I kind of have to go back and forth to get each prop. But yeah, so here it is. It feels like it definitely extends the longest, and it is hit and miss. Mine will stay extended while I remove my hand, because some are quite loose. I know my 10th Doctor's before was loose and it would slide straight down, but this one stays nice and upright, lovely and secure. And you can see there the beautiful brass. Oh, So that was the clincher for me. I knew I had to get this simply for the brass. Oh, sorry, technical issues. I had to get this for the brass because it definitely feels the heaviest. It is absolutely beautiful. Hands down the most what you would imagine a sonic screwdriver, a 10th Doctor sonic screwdriver to feel like, because the others are quite light, but this one with the brass, it feels like a tool. It really does. You can see it in there. So get it just right when you extend, because you have the wires there. Just zoom in, you can see, and then just simply extending it shows that beautiful brass. It really does make all the difference. Come on, just try to get a good shot of it. Come on, there we go. Oh, it looks so cool, it really does. And it also means should the paint wear, instead of you having, say, like 3D printed or just ordinary what they called now, micro switches, you'll get this nice brass look that is also screen accurate. Beautiful. It definitely gives me 50th anniversary vibes. It definitely, I mean, I'm not saying it's a QMX, but it does give you that kind of vibe, especially with it being creamy and then yellow core. So extremely straightforward. To activate the sonic, you just simply press the button. And the light just looks spot on. I mean, from watching Doctor Who as a kid, it is spot on. The dome as well, are absolutely perfect. And it is, so again, you just extend it. It will get louder because you see the speakers are then revealed. And it only does make the one sound, which again is a little nod to the Little Shop Prop Sonics, as when they do include sound, they have a more accurate single sound effect. So again, I really appreciate that. And I remember because when I did get this, I did have my Little Shop Props with me at the time. It is the same sound effect in that one as this. Beautiful. To change the batteries, once again, it has been made incredibly more easier. It's never been more easier before, guys. So with the one company, you have to charge it, and we all know the story there with the batteries. With the version 1, I'm going to call it, of the Rubbertoe Replicas 10th, you had to have this whole little fiddle war here where you remove the grub screw and remove this whole section there and sort of wiggle out the batteries, which sort of stayed put. However, this time around, it is so much easier because all you have to do, again, make sure the sonic is closed. Never try and change the batteries while it's extended, because it's just not going to happen. So make sure it's closed, and without faffing about, without getting any screwdrivers, just undo this section here, the pommel, unscrew it. And again, very similar to the Little Shop Props here, you have this little 3D printed section at the bottom. While it's closed, just gently pull it out. And there you have it. There are the batteries. So simple, so straightforward. Again, you see here, sorry if I just zoom in, you have this little tiny like circular part here. Just poke straight through and the batteries will just fall out, making it more easy than ever before to change them. And vice versa. So when you want to close it, just push it ever so gently. Again, what I'm going to do is hold it from the top and just push it up. There we go. Grab your pommel and just screw it back on. And you don't really have to, because they are very secure, you haven't got to tighten it. As soon as I start to feel it's at that point, there you go. Done. You don't need to over tighten it. I would not recommend that. It just feels like it couldn't take that. But there. Beautiful. So there you have it, guys. One hell of an amazing collab from Little Shop Props and Rubbertoe Replicas, and the result is this beautiful sonic screwdriver. There is nothing more iconic to New Who fans such as myself, who started with the Ninth Doctor back in 2005. This is the definition of sonic screwdriver to us. I mean, like the classic fans, it will obviously be John Pertwee slash Tom Baker's Sonic. To us, the next gen, it will be 9th and 10th. To own this is just a dream. It is a beautiful sonic screwdriver. It looks great on display with all manner of Doctor Who merch, and of course, just in general, any other kind of nerdy, iconic nostalgia merch. It's just an absolute dream come true to own this, and to have it in this form, made by two amazing people. Well, two groups, I'm going to say, because you've got Nick, and then with Little Shop Props, there's a team there. It's just a dream. You know, it looks spot on. It has that screen accuracy, chef's kiss, and then it just has that strength. You know, I mean, like we always say, these aren't toys. If you're going to take this out and about, have it in your pocket, play, mess around with it, something's going to happen. And the last thing anyone wants is for this thing to break your heart in any way. So, you know, just to sort of own this, you put it on display, you can have that play with it, you know, take some pictures, just muck about, you know, it's going to be fine. As long as you treat it with respect, it's going to be fine. Again, of course, any problems at all, just reach out to Nick. He's one of the most nicest people you could ever meet. Any issues, every time I've had an issues with my Sonic, I've messaged him and he sorted it for me. So I wouldn't recommend trying to fix it or mess about with it for yourself. Again, he was when I met him, he was telling me that he had people asking to send their Sonics back because they say wanted it to stay extended by itself, or that it would stay extended by itself and they wanted it to be loose. So the fact that even though he's building all the props he's doing, yet still taking the time to talk to us and to help us out long after we've already purchased it, just shows you the kind of guy he is. And same with Little Shop Props, you know, the way how this version of the Sonic was already out, but they've gone, no, we want to do this, and this is what's going to happen, so we're going to, you know, go down there and do it. It just shows the kind of people they are and what they want to give the community, because again, it's like just putting your hand through the screen and pulling out these dreams come true. You know, they honestly do amazing work, and they deserve, you know, loads of respect and a lot of praise. So yeah, thank you Rubbertoe Replicas as always, and thank you Little Shop Props. And again, sorry, I don't think I mentioned, that's why I believe there is no signature this time, because it's a collab. You know, it's Rubbertoe Replicas, but it's kind of a collab. So yeah, so happy with this. It is just a beautiful sonic screwdriver, so nostalgic, it's just amazing. Of course, I would recommend it, but again, like if you wanted, say, a 10th Doctor's, and with all the different versions out there, I would recommend the Brass Creamy, hands down, from Rubbertoe Replicas. This is the 10th Doctor's that I would say is the one to grab. So I believe that they are still available. I'll put a link down below. So I think when this video goes out, you can still purchase one. So yeah, just if you decide that you want one, just go and grab one now. But if you've made it to the end of the video, I really do appreciate it. I really also appreciate the likes and subscribes. I mean, I check it every now and again, and to see I've got a couple more subscribers. Like, I mean, I'm not in the thousands or millions, but just to sort of see new subscribers still coming in now, it honestly does mean the world. It means a lot. So yeah, I think I've rambled enough, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. I appreciate you making it to the end. Wherever you are in the world, guys, please stay safe, stay awesome, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.